Hi everyone, I'm Chelsea Lovell from GBMC. This year we focused our action research on exploring how mathematics teachers respond to mindfulness training. This is with the idea of continuing our research into exploring how students respond to mindfulness. So why mindfulness? So on the Mindfulness in Schools project website, they have the quote, "Change the weather in the classroom." So mindfulness is something that can help us with this. Mindfulness techniques have been shown to help improve maths performance. We often have students come to college with a fear of maths or maths anxiety, and mindfulness has been shown to help decrease maths anxiety. There's been increasing concern over the mental health and well-being of children and young people. And it can also help young people cope with exams by recognising worry and allowing them to manage their difficulties. And mindfulness may improve the capacity of young people's concentration. So what does the research say? So Nadine submitted a thesis on classroom-based mindfulness for maths anxiety. Their findings suggest that improving emotional management through mindfulness interventions helps decrease the effect of maths anxiety and as a result improves maths performance. Also, maths fluency was seen to improve through mindfulness interventions. There's also a few people who look into the student perspective of mindfulness within their research. So their conclusions suggest that it may help students beyond the classroom towards higher levels of wellness to focus on attention and in both the mind and body. Even though the research was carried out with younger students, it is useful to see the benefits it can have and how it can impact the whole person when it's delivered correctly. This emphasis on correct delivery further encouraged the research on how maths teachers respond to training in mindfulness. Also, some research called the Mindfulness and Education research by Weir and Hubert looks into mindfulness in a lot of detail. They make an important point that mindfulness needs to have good quality teaching behind it in order to introduce it to students. There's also a focus on academic performance, and it suggests that mindfulness with young people can help improve them academically. So how did this support our action research? So giving students the opportunity for mindfulness interventions may help decrease their maths anxiety and or improve maths performance. Supporting students to focus their attention could help them within maths lessons to remain on task for longer periods of time. Higher levels of wellness achieved through mindfulness practice can support those students who have anxiety or feel stressed at times. However, throughout the research gathered, there's an emphasis on correct delivery of mindfulness. This further encouraged us to carry out our action research on how maths teachers respond to training in mindfulness before we introduced it to our classes. So our method. So how did we carry out our research? So we had one day training course through Mindfulness in Schools project called DotBreathe. Those who completed that had the opportunity to go on to an 8-week online introduction to mindfulness through Mindfulness in Schools project called DotBegin. And we also included 4 questionnaires that were pre and post training as well as during the training to collect some qualitative data. So in January 2020, we had a DotBreathe one-day training course. We had 8 members of staff involved throughout colleges in our network. No experience of mindfulness was required, but it was suggested that an interest in mindfulness would be really good for this. We also had questionnaires to be completed at the start and the end of this course. Following on from this, we offered the 8-week DotBegin course, giving the other teachers the opportunity to develop their own mindfulness practice and understanding. So 3 members of staff from the DotBreathe training continued on to this course, and then we also had 2 new members of staff join us for the DotBegin course. Because of work commitments and family life, teachers who were originally very keen to complete this course were unable to attend. Questionnaires were also completed midway through and at the end of the DotBegin. So results. What did the questionnaires show us? So we had mental health benefits as a main reason that staff wanted to be involved in the mindfulness training, as well as the opportunity to help others through their mindfulness practice. Many of the staff had experience of mindfulness and 1 member of staff had previous training. There was also 1 member of staff that had no experience but had an interest in mindfulness. So for DotBreathe, everyone involved stated they would consider further training in their post-training questionnaire. Following the DotBreathe training course, only a quarter of the group said they were ready to start introducing mindfulness to their classes. Over half wanted further training before they would deliver mindfulness to students. However, all staff had started to use techniques that they'd learned on their training in their own life, with most of the staff involved saying they would recommend the training to others. The majority found it helpful, with one person stating that they had mixed results, having tried it on several occasions to calm themselves during stressful moments. This highlights the importance of providing training to staff. People are going to respond in different ways, and they need time to find out for themselves if it's something they find useful in their own life. Therefore, staff would then be able to find out if they're someone who'd be able to deliver it to students, and if they'll have a passion for it and an understanding of how it can be beneficial. Begin results, we did a midway questionnaire, and that involved all of the people taking part completing it. So everyone found the training to be good, with most of them stating that they were enjoying it. All members of staff were trying out mindfulness in their own life, and most were finding it useful and calming, but one member of staff did state that despite the course being a good one, I have yet to be convinced of the effectiveness of mindfulness. Again, this is very important as it highlights that mindfulness is not going to be beneficial to everyone. Schools and colleges can identify those members of staff who benefit from mindfulness and give them the training required to support students and deliver mindfulness to them in the maths class. The midway questionnaire showed that confidence with mindfulness was growing for the majority of those involved, with one teacher stating that they feel very confident in delivering mindfulness to students. So in our final questionnaire, all staff stated they would recommend the training to others. The majority feel that it would change their classroom practice. However, currently they do not have the opportunity to explore this, so hopefully they'll get a chance to in September. One teacher stated, I would like to continue my mindfulness practice for a while, and then I would consider more training with the goal of incorporating teaching mindfulness techniques to students into my teaching practice. So this statement is from one of the teachers involved in the training, and it highlights the importance of having your own mindfulness practice before implementing it into your classroom. So to conclude, our research has shown us some very important points, and there's a quote that sums this up really well. So Sarah Beach wrote, if we want students to take mindfulness seriously, they need to see it in action. They need to see us paying attention and handling challenges skillfully. Those millennial Holden Caulfields can spot a phony a mile away. So this highlights the importance of training staff before we send them in to teach our students mindfulness, just like we train them in other subjects like maths and English. So overall, the action research not only highlights the benefits mindfulness can bring to staff, but also shows that some may not connect with it and do not find it to be useful or beneficial to them. It also highlights the importance of ensuring staff are not told that they must teach mindfulness to students before they've had the correct training and the opportunity to develop their own practice. So what next? We are considering the question, how do mindfulness interventions support students of GCSE maths? We're going to continue our own practice and training. And we're also put together a supportive network of teachers involved in the mindfulness where we can discuss ideas and any concerns that we may have about delivering mindfulness. In January, we're going to introduce mindfulness to our maths lessons. There will be 3 or 4 teachers involved in this, and we aim to deliver mindfulness to at least 2 of our own classes. We will also run some standalone mindfulness sessions once a week. This will follow the 4-week DotBreathe course and give students who are in other teachers' classes the opportunity to access mindfulness. Using interviews and questionnaires throughout, we can gather information regarding student knowledge, experience and understanding of mindfulness and try to identify those who are engaging with mindfulness and those who are not. We will also explore the impact it may have on their focus levels in maths and discover if it positively impacts on maths anxiety. Thank you.